So when doing your tracing layer, this is a required step, whether you incorporate the tutorial or not. You definitely want to do a tracing layer. So um, here's your composition. What you want to do is hit Control J to make a copy of your composition. You can actually lock and hide that bottom one. Make a copy and move it to the top and title it Reference, because you're going to use that for tracing reference. And then you're going to make a blank layer called Trace. I put it in all caps. I would press B for brush, and I would choose under General Brushes, a soft round. You can choose another brush if you want, but that's just the one I would choose. And then what I would also do is take your reference photo and knock the opacity down. Go to your trace and make sure you lock that reference, because you don't want to accidentally do any tracing on the reference photo. That would be devastating. You would have to redo everything that you did. So make sure that you lock the reference photo, because obviously it's going to get deleted. As you can see, this is what I've traced so far. Oh, underneath the reference photo, you want to make a blank layer and fill it with solid white, and probably title it Delete Later, indicating that, of course, you're going to delete that white later on. It's just there so we can see the lines that we've traced. It's got the trace layer, you got black for the color, and of course the trace layer is going to get deleted too, leaving only what you've painted. This is just a reference for you to paint. I've done some other things with filters, that sketch filter to help me out with the lighthouse. I'm going to do some more tracing on a new layer on top of this because the photograph was just too confusing. I don't know. I needed more. So you don't have to do that. Okay, that's just what I'm doing. Okay, where am I at here? Trace layer. Reference layer turned down to 46. Trace. Here we go. All right, I would use about 5 pixels. Set to pen pressure. So practice a little bit. I'm going to zoom in even more, and I'm literally going to, less than 5 pixels. I'm going to go down to 3. You can hold down Shift to make straight lines if you want. But since it's on pen pressure, I'm just going to freehand it, because it's just, remember, it's going to get deleted. And just undo the lines. I work better when I freehand up instead of from down, or top to down, or top to bottom. I'm going to go from bottom towards the top here. This step is going to take the longest. Well, not longer than painting, but it's going to take a while. When you zoom out, all those sketchy lines tend to fade a little bit. See, that's perfectly fine. I'm going to toggle over to this kid running down the stairs. See what kind of a pixel brush, what brush did I use? Yeah, about that. And see, I'm just kind of, it can be sketchy lines. That's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right, you can try doing it without sketching. I like to sketch, especially with that pen pressure. Just knock it back if you make a few mistakes. This is really going to help you when you get to the painting portion. All right, just like an oil painter or a painter of acrylics or watercolor, they always sketch in. This is like sketching in your composition. I don't like those marks. So anyway, just back up the steps if you don't like what you did. I love this pen pressure. It's just so nice for moving around. And then you can always see your progress. Again, you need that white layer there. So if I hide this, that white layer will show me my progress. I think, yeah. So you want to get pretty detailed. I mean, not every single little detail. Like I'm zooming in here. I'm not putting in these metal railings because I know I don't want them in my painting. I'm not putting these steps going down here in this, this metal architecture. I'm not putting that in my, well, I might, I don't know. Nah, well, maybe, I don't know. It's kind of cool. I'm not putting in that metal fence, so I'm not tracing it. I'm not going to trace every single detail of this window because I don't think I want every single detail in my painting. Most of it though there, and definitely not every single detail up here. So that's why it's tricky for me to do this part. That's why I use part of that sketch filter to help me there. All right, so that's just a little demonstration on getting set up for tracing. If you want to use a different brush, go ahead. I use the soft round. Another brush that I've always liked. You know what? I'm just going to leave it at that. You guys can scroll through brushes if you want to try out some different ones. So anyway, okay.